Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make videos, obviously, for NBA. You're watching this, but I also do a bunch of other stuff in my Discord. All these videos, they get posted on this subreddit right here. It's called DF Sports. I make updates with news that comes out. You can ask me questions leading up to the slate, the Showdown slate, the two-game slate, a bunch of other stuff. I know traffic's a bit low of late. People stop kind of playing once we get to Showdown slates, which is, I don't blame you, but I'm a degenerate, so I keep playing. But yeah, definitely check that out. All you have to have is a Reddit account, and you can ask me questions leading up to the slate. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can do so on Twitter right here at Tory Langley 1992 or Shookgo. That is my Twitter. That's how you get a hold of me privately. So before we get into the breakdown, we'll go over a few things. If you're interested in joining my Discord, where I have player pools for cash and GPPs, cores for cash and GPPs, a bunch of other stuff, private videos. I'm giving out props now if you play on No House Advantage. I don't do content for props. I'm not a capper or whatever they call them. I'm not in that. But if you do play DFS and you do play props, I have been giving out props for the past 3 days, and I've been profitable the past 3 days. So that's just an added bonus to the Discord if you do join. But yeah, we'll start going over my props every night because I know a lot of people do play them. I full swept. I took Bruce Brown over 10 points, 10.5 points, and Nikola Jokic under 11 assists. This line was just absurd. I don't know what NHA is doing, the site. I don't know what they're doing. That line was way too high. Pretty easy under there. MPJ over 22.5 points in rebounds. Jamal Murray over 30.5 points in assists. Anthony Davis over 54.5 fantasy scores. So I full swept the board. I obviously paired them with Bruce Brown and Anthony Davis, and the Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. And then I hedged with Jokic over assists just because he's a god, but 11 assists was just way too high of a line. So yeah, turned like $90 into 612. First 3 days have been profitable. You can look. These are my first 3 days. You can just add up the money. Profitable every single day because of the mixing and matching. So I missed on these two, but I hit on this, so I made money. Missed on those two, hit on this, so I made money. So mixing and matching, very, very important. But let's go over, well, we don't have to go over my lineups. I didn't have Jamal Murray, so I didn't win. It was as simple as that. But I did bink Call of Duty, so it was a profitable day overall, plus the $600 win on No House Advantage, so about a $800 day for me. And I also do esports content in my Discord. So if you also play esports, we've been crushing esports. So yeah, that's also another bonus. I don't strictly offer a package for that, but I do it. It's just another added bonus to it. But enough of me rambling. Let's get on to the slate. There is an edge here, I think. There is an edge. I think rotations will be changing for Boston, and we already saw the rotation change for the Miami Heat. So we saw Caleb Martin now close over Kyle Lowry. We saw Gabe Vincent basically take a bunch of Kyle Lowry's minutes with Caleb Martin closing. We saw, with Strus and Duncan Robinson, they're just going to go with the hot hand. It's really impossible to predict there. We know Cody Zeller is going to get the backup 5, and we saw Kevin Love only play a first shift and a second shift. I expect that to continue here. He's just cooked. And then with Boston, I personally think Al Horford's absolutely cooked. They need to be playing him less. Must win here. I think they need to be playing Time Lord more. I don't know if we see 25 minutes of Grant Williams again, but I assume he will be in the rotation. And then I think White is going to be playing a bit more. Sorry, let me look. We got people adding me for Discord already, or for esports already. If you're watching this, I'll have a video up after this is done. So, in my Discord, not publicly. So, what I was saying. So, there are lineup changes that I think could happen. One, you could see White in the starting lineup. He did start the second half for Robert Williams. So, we could see Robert Williams go to the bench. We could see Al Horford go to the bench. we could see possibly Grant Williams starting. That one I'm not entirely sure about. It seemed they just like that 3-guard lineup a ton. But yeah, I think there will be an edge here with Al Horford losing minutes. I think White gains minutes. They got to play Time Lord more, in my opinion, and then Grant Williams be in the rotation. So yeah, let's go over the Showdown slate. Sorry, but I think it's extremely important. If you guys aren't looking at rotations each night, you should be doing it after every game. All right, let's get into the slate. So Tatum is clearly the best lineup on the slate, in my opinion. He's probably going to be more popular than Butler. I mean, I think I agree with it. He's going to project like 5 points better than him. Maybe not 5, but like 3 or 4, which, you know, the playoffs projections are generally pretty accurate. So Tatum definitely the best spend up on the slate for me. I think Butler's a fine contrarian play. Like if you want to, I think everyone's going to jam Tatum in the captain. Like if you want to go Jimmy Butler in the captain over Jason Tatum, I think that's completely reasonable. He'll probably be much lower owned now at the same price tag. Tatum's probably going to have to play, I expect him to play 42, 43 minutes here. He's going to stuff the stat sheet, has double upside. Really nothing not to like about him. Like I said, we also have Jaylen Brown now up to, what was his price before? I think he came down in price actually, down to 9,200, so I think he's more in play. I definitely want to get to one of Brown or Tatum. I definitely want to try to get to Tatum, and then I want to try to get to like probably Jimmy Butler as well. We'll see. I haven't really messed with builds yet, but yeah, Jason Tatum looks phenomenal to me. Jaylen Brown just more of the tournament play between the two. He'll also play huge minutes. He's been god awful. I think it was a minus 25 last game. Minus 26 last game. Just unbelievably awful he was, but he still does have a ceiling. I expect he'll probably be lower owned because he's been terrible. But he does have 40, 45, 50 in him. When he is hitting his shots, getting rebounds, and getting that double-double like he has in the past. Kind of unlikely, but he has done it here and there. So I like Brown for tournaments. And then we have the guards once again, who I'm pretty high on. So Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White. I think Marcus Smart's probably going to play, 35 plus minutes, going to stuff the stat sheet. He did not look good last game. I wonder if that injury is bothering him a little bit. I'm not going to let this last game kill my process. I still think he's a very strong play in the mid-range. Optimizers are probably going to like him a ton. And then Malcolm Brogdon at 6'8". It's going to come down to ownership, right? They haven't been at the same prices for me for a long time, and now Smart and Brogdon are kind of at the same price. If Marcus Smart's going to be like 2x the ownership of Malcolm Brogdon, I would much rather just go to Malcolm Brogdon. Or if Malcolm Brogdon's going to be higher owned than Smart, I'd much rather just go to Smart, I think Smart's probably the better play overall, but ownership definitely going to dictate whether a play is good or not. Like, we can talk about plays being good or not, but until we see the actual ownership of a player after lock, that will dictate if a play is good or not. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. But yeah, I like both the guards. I think they're both good. I went absolutely none of Al Horford tomorrow. I think he's absolutely cooked. So I will be fading. I would honestly be completely underweight in MME as well. I just don't see a way where he plays for 30 minutes tomorrow. I could be wrong here. I think it makes sense to play Time Lord more, in my opinion. Go to those 3-guard lineups. I just think Horford's absolutely cooked. Then we're going to have to monitor starting lineup. If Robert Williams starts, I like him quite a bit at 5K. If he comes off the bench, then he's just a tournament play for me. I still think he'd be in play, but would definitely have a bit of pause there. So starting lineup is definitely going to be key with Robert Williams. And then Derek White, I like quite a bit at 4-4. Like I said, I think he plays a bit more tomorrow. I think we get around 20 minutes regardless from him. And at 4-4 now, the prices come down. I actually think he is a good value on the slate. And then Grant Williams at 3-8, I wished he was cheaper. I would not be shocked if he plays 5 to 10 minutes tomorrow, or if he played the same rotation and played 25 again. So, it sucks. He's almost 4K. It sucks. I really don't know what to do here, but I think he's okay. I think he's playable. I definitely have him in my player pool. I just don't know if I'm going to be going out of my way to play him, but he's definitely firmly in play. Have I missed anyone? I don't think so. I don't know why they played Peyton Pritchard 12 minutes. It's beyond me. I don't understand that. Miami, so Butler, Bam, I want to get to at least one of these guys. The usage between both, it's just great, right? Butler, his usage rate's insane. He's also going to play 40-plus minutes. He has that nice floor with the steals. Remember, when someone gets like he's averaging 2 steals in the season, right? That's an extra like 4 points right there. It's absolutely massive. He's going to stuff the stat sheet. He's also going to play 40 minutes. He's probably going to shoot the ball 20-plus times. The floor, ceiling is tremendous. And if he gets these games where he goes for like 5, 6 steals, he's absolutely going to nuke the slate. So he looks great. Once again, I do prefer Tatum to Butler. I think Bam Adebayo, I think he might go a bit over-owned after almost going for a triple-double last game, but definitely an outlier. But I still think he's in play. I think he's solid. I think just probably going to go a bit over-owned because of that last performance arm. And he was massive, massive chalk on the slate, if I recall correctly. Price didn't move that much. And then I think starting lineup will also depend on what I want to do with Bam. Not the Miami starting lineup, but the Boston starting lineup. But I definitely want to get to one of Bam or Jimmy Butler in my lineups. And then Caleb Martin at 6'2", I think he's priced about right, but he has been phenomenal. I expect him to close again. Solid rebounder, solid scorer, good shooter. Fantasy production's been absurd. I don't expect that to continue, but priced about right. And then Gabe Vincent played 40 minutes last game. Seems like Spo trusts him. Seems like they're going to go to him over Kyle Lowry, Caleb over Kyle Lowry, which makes him solid if he's going to play this many minutes. Not a good point per minute guy in the lineup, but solid. And then we have Kyle Lowry, who, if he's only going to play 17 minutes, it's hard for me to get there, which he'll probably be very, very low owned after people seeing this. So interesting for tournaments, but hard for me to get to in my one lineup. And then we have Max Strus, Duncan Robinson. Your guess is as good as mine on what they do. They're going to go with the hot hand. Max Strus definitely safer. Duncan Robinson more riskier, but he's also cheaper. So really up to you what you want to do there. Both are in play. Strus definitely has the higher ceiling, like I said, but he's also more expensive. And then we have Kevin Love, who I think only plays around 15 minutes, probably gets his first shift, probably gets his second shift, but he's a good point per minute guy. I think he's okay for value at 3-4. I think optimizers are probably going to like him quite a bit tomorrow because of the price, but yeah, I do like me some Love. Even if he only does play 15 minutes, he's probably going to do enough, but I prefer White over him if you can get up there. And then we have Cody Zeller at 2-2. Gets the backup 5, probably plays 8 to 10 minutes. Perfectly reasonable punt. Not going to get excited about it, but definitely reasonable. Wish he was still 1K. It was nice when we were getting free 1K guys, but 2-2, I still think he's fine. And then, yeah, that'll do it for the Showdown slate. Let's take a look at the 2-game slate together. So I haven't looked at this. We'll take a gander together. We'll figure it out. First, let me take a look at all the studs pricing. So I think 80 point per dollar looks the best to me. I absolutely love Anthony Davis. Jokic is the best spend up on the slate by far. I'm not worried about the performance tonight. Absolutely love Jokic. Anthony Davis is definitely my second favorite spend up if you factor in price. Then Tatum, then LeBron James. Then Tatum, then Butler, then LeBron James. So I'd rank them Jokic 80, Tatum, Butler, LeBron. I think Jamal Murray, man, even at this price tag, still looks good. I assume he'll probably be low owned because of the price, so fine tournament play. Bam Adebayo, I think, is another very solid play at 7-6. Jaylen Brown's been god-awful. If he's going to be low owned, I'm going to be all over a 7-5 Jaylen Brown tomorrow. Going to depend on ownership there for me, but if he's low owned, I absolutely love him for tournaments. Austin Reeves at 6'2". I mean, this kid's been phenomenal. Another really great play. He was in my core for the 2-gamer that started today. I had Austin Reeves a core play, Rui Hachimura a core play. They both smashed. Really like Austin Reeves here once again. And I like MPJ quite a bit as well. Good rebounder. He's been shooting the ball a ton. Shooting like 7+ threes games. So Reeves, MPJ, very strong plays to me in their mid-range. Marcus Smart is strong. I'd rather play MPJ over Reeves or Reeves over him. D'Lo is absolutely cooked. I went absolutely zero D'Lo. They got to stop playing him. Another edge that we'll have here. D'Lo got benched. I don't see him playing minutes again. He'll probably start, probably play like 15 to 20 minutes. He's absolutely cooked. I want absolutely zero D'Lo. Aaron Gordon's fine. Bruce Brown's fine. Brogdon, I really like at 5'3". KCP's fine. Al Horford's absolutely cooked, but a fine dart at 5'1". Caleb Martin, I still think is strong at 5K. Gabe Vincent, I think is strong at 4'7". Hard to go to Lowry if he's only going to play 15 minutes. Strus just tournament only. Starting lineup for Boston is really going to depend on me what to do with Robert Williams, but I still think a solid value even if he starts or comes off the bench. And then Rui, I think, is good at 4-3. They just want to play him a ton. And then I think D'Lo loses minutes. I think it's going to be a game for guys like Schroeder, the other guys. So I think Schroeder's fine. I really like Derek White at 3-9 as a tournament play. I do think he plays more tomorrow. 3-9 is just too cheap. So give me all the Derek White. I think he's great. Duncan, no. Grant Williams, no. Kevin Love, no. But a fine dart at 3-5. Lonnie, playable for large field tournaments. Vanderbilt, no. And that will do it for the analysis. I hope you guys all had a good night tonight, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.